Doodlebud here. Today we're checking out the sequel to one of my favorite pens, the Hongdian C1. This is the Hongdian C2. I've been playing with this one. It's really nice. There's a lot of great things about it, but there's one thing I can't believe got missed on this pen. Let's go through everything and I'll show you what it is. So I will talk about the positives first before I get into the one negative, and also to let you know this was very kindly sent to me by 365 Days Stationery. They are on Aliexpress. They have a store on there. Whether it's this pen or other pens, give them a look. I've had a fantastic experience, whether the ones they sent me or the ones I buy myself, as far as shipping and quality, everything as well. So there's their plug. Let's get into this. So the Hongdian C1, here it is here in the yellow, the C2 in the green, obviously. Very similar, slightly different. The big one is under the hood. So with the C1, we had this little hooded nib. I think it's a cute little nib that goes on here. I just really like the overall shape and look, especially the yellow on the C1. Very nice looking pen, an alternative to, say, like the Lamy Safari. And I just think it's a great little pen. It does suffer from a lack of nib options, although you can go aftermarket. I showed this on a recent video, and you can get one of those bent nibs, the Fude nibs, which helps, you know, improve the writing experience, but it is limited to like fine and extra fine. So that's one little knock on this one. Hopefully they increase the nib offering soon. The other one is it seals well, but not amazing. I would say if you go beyond a week, maybe a little bit more, week and a half, we have a little bit of nib dry out. So it doesn't properly seal the nib perfectly. So the C2 now has a different nib on it. So here we have a number 5 style nib. There is way more nib options with these. There's even some like the long blades and other ones as well. I believe the long blade ones are made by Lemon. Again, I don't know who makes Lemon, but anyways, that's the brand they go with. So a lot more nib options, which is great. It does, as you can see in the front here, have a little ring because that slips into the cap and you have a nice little snap now. So nice little snap, it's secure, and you have a cap liner in there, and that's to help with improving sealing of the pen, and it seals it wonderfully. I've had zero issues with nib dry out, so I was really excited about that. I think it looks quite sharp. There's, you know, a bunch of colors, but this is the green, obviously. I think it looks really nice. Cartridge converter included. They have a little O-ring on here, just to help, you know, stop the barrel from backing out. I don't think you would go for eyedropper, as we got some metal parts and stuff, and it's bare brass down in there. So I don't think you want to be doing that. You can have a reaction going on. So really excited. I inked it up, wrote with it, nice. And then I went to do this. Went to do something very basic, which I do with a lot of pens, which is post it. And it's no good. It just keeps falling off. If you push really hard, it's on there for a moment, but it takes nothing for it to come off. It doesn't fit on there properly. I'll show you what they need to do to fix it, but I was really blown away. You make a new pen, looks cool, all these great things, and it doesn't post. It would be so fantastic if that posts on there securely, but it comes off so easy if you really push it on there, but it just pops off, no problem. The C1, just a slip on the back, very secure. It actually feels quite nice how it goes on there. It posts wonderfully. Now, depending on your hand size, you might not need to post it, but I really enjoy posting this pen. It's not a big ask. But yeah, if this could post, I would use this a ton more. So what they got to do is essentially just have this same little feature here in the back of the pen here. And as a reference, this isn't a new idea. Waterman has done it. This is the Waterman Expert 3. It has a nice little cap that snaps on as well. Same idea. There's a little profile here on the section. There's a cap liner in there and a nice little feature. There's no friction fit. They just have the same little feature that they do in the front on the back, very similar. So when you put the cap on, snap, it's on there. You know, you got to pull it to come off. It's extremely secure. It doesn't come off when you're writing. It's on there. It posts wonderfully and everything is great. I'm pretty disappointed, if you cannot tell already. Nice snap cap, looks good, comfortable in the hand, all that stuff, more nib options. But yeah, just not a good job of that. Anyways, let's continue on. Let's write with it, and we'll, you know, give you a few more details. But that was a big detail for me. I was kind of disappointed with that. For size comparison in the back, we have a Pen BBS 355 review coming soon. Then we have the Waterman Expert 3, the Hongdian C1, the C2, and a Lamy 2000. Here we are, caps off unposted, and here we are posted for the pens that do. This one don't. This one does, but it's rattly. It just wiggles like crazy, so I'm not going to bother. But you can see it's quite unfortunate that that is the size you're stuck with. If that's too small, you got no options. With these ones, simple concept. Just put the cap on the back and you're golden. Comparing the weight of the C2 to the C1, we have about 27 grams for the C2. The C1 is pretty much the same, 27.5, let's say. As far as construction, metal body, metal cap, and like on the C1, this one is a plastic section. You can see on the C2, same thing as well. The color match is even better on the C2 over the C1. But yeah, you can just see here, we have the threaded metal sleeves that go into the plastic injection molded section. The pricing on the C1 is decent Canadian. It's like $17 or $18 Canadian, so whatever that is, $13-ish US. So very reasonable price. The construction is good. I like the looks. Yeah, it's just a sharp looking pen. Even the trim ring I think is nicely placed and looks well with the pen. As you know, that if it did that better, it would have been so nice. We're going to write with it really quick. I'll show you that. It does a great job of it. The ink I'm using to matchy-matchy, you're going to see it matches pretty good. So this is Private Reserve Avocado. So on the surface, I thought the C1 was going to be better than the C2 for all the reasons I pointed out. Better sealing for the nib, which is great. More nib options, that's awesome. A larger nib. For me, that wasn't a deal breaker or not. I thought this was actually sort of neat. I thought that nib suited the pen quite well. But it does, give you more options when it comes to nibs when you go to, say, a number 5 or number 6. So all these great things. I've said it enough, but oh, how I wish that was fixed. But until then, I'm going to give better marks to the C1, even though it doesn't seal as well. If you use this one a lot, like regularly, you're not going to have that nib dry out option. That's the only fault with this one. Yeah. Anyways, for some folks, that's not going to bother you whatsoever. But as you can see, for me, it's just a little bit too short. I can't write like that with my hand. I got to hang back here a little bit, and we're just on the cusp. Anyways, there you go. The pricing is very reasonable on the pen, like as far as construction, quality control, paint, the fit and finish, and all the bits. Everything fits together. Nice snap, all that great stuff. As you know, just missing one little detail. I want to thank 365 Day Stationery for sending me this one to review. I try my best to point out all the little things I can find when I review a pen. So I think I showed everything I found on this one. Hopefully this helps you out there on YouTube land if you're looking into this pen decision-wise. Hopefully this answered a few things. What you could do for me, hit the like button, drop a comment, hit subscribe. It's right there. If you haven't hit it, hit it. We'll catch you next time.